Singapore households will pay more for electricity and gas from July to September this year. The tariff for electricity will go up by 17%, while gas tariffs will increase by 7.1%. The Energy Market Authority says this is to reflect the rise in fuel prices from the Middle East conflict. The quarterly household electricity tariffs will go up 4.64 cents to 31.91 cents per kilowatt hour. It's the highest since July 2022, according to data by SP Group. For families living in HDB 4-room flats, this would see their average monthly electricity bill increase by about $17.14 before GST. Gas tariffs will rise by 1.56 cents to 23.48 cents per kilowatt hour. EMA says the Middle East situation remains uncertain, but if it improves, fuel prices could decrease and, in turn, lower tariffs later this year. Now, to offset utilities expenses and conservancy bills, more than 1 million Singaporean households living in HDB flats will also receive rebates in July. These will help lower and middle-income HDB households cope with utilities expenses. Depending on flat type, households can expect to receive up to $190 worth of U-Save rebates. This is double the regular rebate. They also receive up to a month of Service and Conservancy Charges rebates. The amounts will be credited directly into their utilities accounts. So, what goes in a tariff and how is it calculated? Nasha Rahim breaks it down for us.
Your utility bill comes every month, but what goes into the tariff that you pay for? Well, there's two components, fuel cost and non-fuel cost. Fuel cost is a bigger component. It refers to imported natural gas, which generates 95% of Singapore's electricity. The cost of natural gas is tied to oil prices that are set under commercial gas supply contracts. But today's gas price doesn't immediately show up in today's tariff. It's calculated based on the average natural gas price from the previous quarter. For example, the average natural gas price from April to June will set the tariff for July to September, so there's a built-in lag. And since the Middle East conflict started on 28th February, the higher gas prices are now translating to higher tariffs. And whether these will come down largely depends on how the conflict develops.
It may not reach where we were pre-war, but it will definitely, see a slope of recovery downwards. So if that really happens, we would be in a much better place for Q4 and Q1 27. If we do see a sustained kind of closure of the status quo, we could expect elevated LNG prices to what they are today, and that would eventually pass into Q4 tariff and Q1 next year. So there may be some elevation in tariffs there as the full kind of conflict is passing through.
Other than fuel costs, there's also the non-fuel cost component, and it includes everything from transporting electricity through the grid, billing, meter reading, to operating power systems and even labor and maintenance costs of power generation. So while the bill arrives every month, the story behind it comes much earlier. So now you know where the number comes from.